Ever since the GJ uploaded a teaser song for Nightmare Mode that hints of Dr. Xenon being in control of the Emperor, a lot of fellow YouTubers have made their own videos talking about the possibility of Dr. Xenon's death in Nightmare Mode. While a lot of people think this, I personally believe that she won't die in Nightmare Mode from a narrative/lore perspective and from the player's perspective. First of all, I want to talk about how this would affect the narrative. If Dr. Xenon would die, then this means that another big bad would take over, like the Calamity for example, and she would just be brushed aside. Sure, she could appear in flashbacks, but it's hard to really connect with the character since, well, we know she'd be dead in the future. Another issue with her dying is that there are a lot of loose ends that haven't been resolved with her story. Like, who is the mysterious him character that she failed to save that she talked about in Christmas Part 2? Why did she really leave the GDA? Will her and Dr. Mallory ever meet each other again? Or will she ever find a way to rescue her from Calamity's control? Another thing to point out is that from a developer perspective, if Dr. Xenon dies, then we might not get little to none of her robotic inventions like her mechs in future events. And even if the other factions went in to be the new big bad, then their armies would mostly be organic enemies, which isn't necessarily bad, but Dr. Xenon's fleet of enemies had a more special charm to them. Even if they were just more Eradicators, they had their own unique twists and turns. On the player's perspective, I think that if her death was actually planned, then I feel it would be a bit disconnected. Let's say you're a new player, and you ignore the events at first and want to focus on beating the main game modes. Tutorial, Easy, Intermediate, Elite, Expert, Nightmare, and maybe Endless. Tutorial mode wouldn't really set Dr. Xenon as the overarching villain, as a player who just started out doesn't know that yet. Easy, Intermediate, and Elite don't even mention her at all, and in Expert, she does make a brief appearance, and in Endless, she is mentioned once by the advisor's dialogue. If you're following through, the new player would go into Nightmare Mode having no emotional attachment to Dr. Xenon's character, as he's only had very few appearances in total when compared to a veteran player who knows all about Dr. Xenon's story because they played all the events and are caught up with the story. Sure, you could say that the new player could replay the events before playing Nightmare Mode, but it would still leave out a crucial part of her lore, which is Xmas 2023, where we finally meet her for the first time because she forgot about us in Tutorial Mode, and where she tells us how she made the Eradicators, although you could connect the dots from Tutorial Mode after all. Do you see what I'm saying? I feel like Dr. Xenon's character needs to fill a bigger role in her story to appeal not just to the older players, but to the new players of TDX, whether it may be through a lore viewpoint, a player's viewpoint, or a developer's viewpoint. But other than that, let's talk about what will actually happen to her when we defeat the Emperor. My guesses are that there would be some character development involved, specifically Xenon's overheating problem, which is commonly seen in her creations. I think that the Emperor will be one of the only Eradicators not to experience the overheating issue, which would lead to a moment of success for Xenon, but she would still fly away. Another guess would be that when we defeat the Emperor, she will either get stuck inside the Emperor suit, which could be explained how the pilots of the other Eradicator suits have tally marks on them, which could signify how long they've been in the suit. Or another guess would be that she will escape but would be badly wounded, like an Eradicator pilot like Mark 1C, and would be half robotic and half human. But what do you guys think? Do you think she'll escape, or do you think she'll die? And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.